Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench.
The crowd erupted, some in disbelief, others in fury. Caitlin Clark lay flat on the hardwood. Chendi Carter had just shoved the WNBA's biggest star to the ground. No play on the ball, no accident, just pure intent. For a moment, it seemed like Clark might stay down. But here's the thing, she doesn't just take hits, she responds to them. And when she does, she takes over. June 1, 2024, Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, a matchup circled on calendars for weeks. The hype was real, the stakes were high, and the rivalry was brewing. From the moment both teams stepped onto the court, it was clear this wouldn't be a clean game. The Sky came out aggressive, determined to disrupt Clark's rhythm. But if they thought physicality would shake her, they were in for a rude awakening.
First WNBA meeting between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. The Fever and the Sky are underway at game.
Right from the opening tip, Chicago wasted no time setting the tone, sinking a quick two-pointer. But Caitlin Clark had an answer. Without hesitation, she pulled up from deep and drilled a three, igniting the crowd and silencing the doubters.
The other way. First in the league in fast break points.
Clark connects on a deep three.
Both teams battled relentlessly, trading buckets, fighting for rebounds, and refusing to back down. The game was a deadlock, with neither side giving an inch. Then, in an instant, Caitlin Clark made her move, not with a shot, but with a pinpoint laser pass, threading the needle for an effortless bucket.
To the Commissioner's Cup final. What a dish down the floor. Wallace, the finish puts the foul.
It was a display of pure brilliance, but Chicago wasn't about to let her steal the show. They hit back, hard. The physicality ramped up, tensions flared, and the Sky leaned into the intimidation factor. But Clark was unfazed. She let another three-point bomb fly, keeping Indiana in the fight.
They understand their impact and what it has done and how they are living out their dreams today.
And right on cue.
Chicago pushed back, determined to match Indiana's intensity, but the buzzer put the battle on pause. Indiana held a slim 2-point lead, but the message was loud and clear, they weren't backing down. As the second quarter tipped off, Caitlin Clark wasted no time making her mark. With pinpoint precision, she fired a laser of a pass, setting up an effortless bucket and keeping Indiana in control.
And have allowed too much dribble penetration.
Well, it allows them, what a dime. My goodness, the pass from Clark.
And allow too much dribble penetration. Well, it allows them, what a dime, my goodness, the pass from Clark. The momentum had shifted, and Indiana knew it. With the lead in their hands, the Fever locked in defense, battling for every possession. But their focus on protection made them predictable, and Carter took...
Reese working Boston. 6 to shoot. Carter flips it up and in. Kennedy Carter just so difficult.
Chicago held its ground as the battle raged on, with the final minutes of the quarter ticking away. Clark found Mitchell for a clutch assist, keeping the Fever in the game as the score remained tied at 31.
Here is Evans, the former Louisville star, out to Carter. Her three, off the mark, long board. Wallace to get ahead. Mitchell to the cup.
The tension in the arena was electric. Neither team would break, nor would they bend. As the second quarter came to a close, one thing was certain. If either side wanted the win, they'd have to take it. By the time the third quarter began, it was clear that Chicago had something to prove. Indiana still led, but the Sky weren't just playing, they were hunting. Kennedy Carter took possession, blazed past Clark, and sank the ball into the basket for an easy two.
From downtown town as Mr. Last Five. Carter just blurs by Clark, who didn't turn around, and an easy two for Kennedy Carter.
The intensity surged as the Indiana Fever fought tooth and nail to hold their lead, but Chicago refused to back down.
Boston, mid-range fake, the pull-up, short, the follow, no, another chance, won't go for Boston. Loose ball, it's time,
It was a fierce battle, and then, in a flash, it happened. With 15 seconds left in the quarter, Carter dribbled, drove hard to the rim, and nailed the shot. The crowd erupted as the Sky surged back, and Carter was determined to make a statement. She stepped toward Clark and delivered a brutal shove, sending her crashing to the floor.
Mabry doubled off to Carter, her jumper is good. Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. Her and Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
The arena erupted as Clark hit the floor. She didn't even have the ball. The whistle blew, and the refs reviewed the play. A clear foul was called and a free throw was awarded. As expected, Clark sank the shot.
1-1 and Clark goes to wide and hits the first.
As the buzzer rang through the arena, the scoreboard said it all. Chicago Sky 49, Indiana Fever 54. They had tried to knock Caitlin Clark down, but if this game proved anything, it was this: she wasn't staying down. Not now, not ever. Now, in the final stretch, the Chicago Sky locked in on Clark, determined to shut her down. But Clark was about to prove, with skill and poise, that she was unstoppable. It didn't take long before she seized the moment, snatching a rebound and orchestrating a play so sleek and beautiful that it dazzled the fans and spectators.
Carter met by Boston. Williams bricks it. Clark another rebound. Tosses ahead. Wheeler extra feet. Oh, that was pretty.
The ball swished through the net, but Chicago struck back immediately, drawing a foul. Indiana not only scored on the fast break but also earned a free throw.
The fast three-point play.
The fast breaker.
The scoreboard read 57-64, with Indiana still in the lead, but Chicago refused to back down. The battle intensified as both teams dug in, defenses tightened, offenses pressed harder, and whistles echoed as the referees struggled to keep the game under control. Through every shove, every block, and every ounce of pressure, Caitlin Clark refused to break. She weaved through the chaos and sank another clutch bucket.
Guarded by Evans. Clark. 6 to shoot. Backing down. Clark leans in and banks it home. An astute and composed.
By that time, Caitlin had racked up 11 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists, but Chicago kept pushing with Kennedy Carter sinking a two-pointer to close the gaping.
Out, Carter a three. It is good. Kennedy Carter is.
The momentum swung once more as Chicago pushed for a three-angel re-sent Clark to the ground, a blatant foul, but the ref must have been staring at the ceiling because he didn't call a thing.
Here for Chicago. Here is Carter. Kicking it out. Evans fakes the three, takes the two, and knocks it down. A lot of contact from Reese on Clark underneath.
No whistle, no call, just shock and disbelief echoing through the arena as the game raged on. The final 20 seconds arrived with Indiana clinging to a slim lead. Desperation set in. The Fever scrambled to defend, but in the chaos they committed a foul. May down 2. May loses the handle, and a foul is called. The crowd held its breath. This was Chicago's chance to tie the game. The tension was unbearable, but Ma stepped up and missed.
Mabry down 2. Mabry loses the handle and a foul is called.
Indiana Fever had done it, their first home win of the season. Despite the fouls, the physicality, the pressure, Caitlin Clark stood tall and made them pay for it as Indiana celebrated. Chendi Carter, who had bulldozed Clark in the third quarter, could only bow her head. Silence. The final score was Indiana Fever 71, Chicago Sky 70, but it didn't end there. Chendi controversial foul on Clark was ruled a flagrant foul, and in a post-game interview, Carter refused to answer any questions.
Continue to communicate with her with what she wants.
Mabry misses.
She would later throw shades at Caitlin Clark online, asking what else Clark had to offer, and she's quoted, beside three-point shooting, what does she bring to the table? Man still coach sides called the foul unacceptable. Clark, however, brushed it off, saying she was used to the physicality, having grown up playing against her brothers. To her, this was nothing new.
Into the backcourt for Wheeler. Someone's got to get to her. They can't. Wheeler trying to waste the clock. Up to Clark. Clark throws it up in the air, and Indiana has its first home win of the season.
Then, to make things worse, Angel Reese got slapped with a fine for skipping the post-game press conference, probably because she had nothing left to say. By then the message was clear: Caitlin Clark had done the talking, and the whole league heard it loud and clear. And with that, this unforgettable showdown came to an end. Caitlin Clark didn't just take the hits, she turned them into headlines. In a game fueled by intensity, fouls, and controversy, she proved that no amount of physicality could break her. What do you think? Did the game cross the line, or is this just part of the rivalry? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action.